Welcome to the Create Harmony podcast with Sally Burlington. This is a podcast about setting an intentional rhythm, about savoring life's blessings and learning how to use our imagination as a way of listening to God. If you want to learn more about how to bring stillness and gratitude into your life, you'll probably find a lot here that you love. And if you like to be creative and fun, there is a place for you here as well. In this place, we'll take a few minutes to celebrate everyday joys and remind ourselves how to notice goodness all around us.
Welcome back to episode 33 of the Create Harmony podcast. So glad you joined us today. And we are going to start out with a confession. But before we get to that, you'll need a little bit of background information. You see, our family has been looking around for a new house. We've been on the search, and that's been going on over the last few months, maybe last few weeks. And during that time, what's been happening at the same time is some decluttering and some cleaning out, some of the things you do when you know you're getting ready to move. And that's been sort of happening at a steady pace, but not a frantic pace. So at the end of last week, we found a house that fits us, and we put the wheels in motion to get that house. And that change seems to have initiated a mad scramble at my house. So during the last few days, we've had several people ask about our current house. So our steady decluttering and cleaning went into overdrive. And in all of that frenzy, I tried very hard to find the time and the space, mentally and physically, to create an episode that was in line with our current series. We were doing a current series on how to find joy. So it was time in that series to talk about rest or play. But somehow, neither of those topics were very accessible when my brain was full of a flurry of details, and I was working long hours to get all the things in order at home. And it was particularly difficult since we are in the time of year when our family rhythm is already quite hectic. And somewhere in all of that whirlwind, this tiny notion floated to the top. And that was that here on the podcast, we always discuss ways to begin again, to take small steps, and give ourselves grace when life doesn't go exactly according to plan. So here's where the confession comes in. I think that grace is harder to give to yourself than it seems. It's real easy to talk about or think about beginning again or granting ourselves grace in theory, but it is harder to actually do it. We want to follow through with the things we commit to. We want to be reliable. We like the feeling we get when we are productive. But if we don't allow space for grace, we become addicted to those feelings of productivity, and we can't allow ourselves to be fluid within the confines of our actual lives. So today's episode is not about rest, and it is not about play. We have not given up on those topics. We'll get to those in due time. But today we are going to take a beat and remember that when life takes some unexpected twists and turns of all kinds, it's okay to give yourself some grace. It's okay to adapt. And just so you know, I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. So today I'm taking some grace, and I am also giving you some inspiration from our friend Kate Bowler. We're going to close with something that Kate Bowler wrote in her book called The Lives We Actually Have. And it's a blessing called For Finding Grace for Others and Ourselves. And I thought this might be a good reminder for all of us. And it goes like this. Blessed are we, the graced, we who don't deserve it, whose failures haunt us, the things we said, the things we left unsaid, the decisions and addictions and broken relationships that have ripple effects we still feel today. Somehow we are the recipients of this mysterious gift, Grace doesn't erase the pain or harm we've caused, but grace still. For us, the redeemable. And if we are, that means they are too. Yes, even them, the rude neighbor, the estranged father, the unforgiving ex, the boss who screwed you over, the doctor who messed up, the selfish pastor, the family member who did the unthinkable. Despite what we have all done and left undone, we are graced. Blessed are all of us who wrestle with unforgiveness and ungrace. You who make amends, you who reach for forgiveness, you who say you're sorry even when sorry will never be enough, you who find the bridge to forgive the wrong done to you, even when you cannot forget or can't go back, or they aren't nearly sorry enough. Blessed are we who live here in this mystery, this scandal of grace. Hopefully that is a source of inspiration for you. I know it was for me. The thing this blessing reminded me was, if there are grace for big harms that happen, then there is also grace for little things. Little things like choosing to deviate from your series on a podcast. So it's a good reminder to me that grace applies in all of those situations. And hopefully that will remind you too as you journey throughout your life. And we'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll be talking about rest or play, but maybe not. We might have to adapt a little bit more. But until next time, peace.